5,567 milliamp hours. That's the new leaked battery number for the iPhone 18 Pro Max. For context, the iPhone 17 Pro Max sits around 5,088. That's a real jump, but here's the part nobody's doing the math on. The price is reportedly jumping too. Analysts are pointing at $1,299 to start for the Pro. That's a $200 increase over last year. So before you decide whether to wait or pull the trigger on an iPhone 17 right now, there's one number in all of this that actually changes your decision, and it's not the battery. We'll get to it. The iPhone 18 Pro is about 6 weeks out. Late September is when Apple takes the stage. The exact date depends on which leak you believe. And here's what makes this year different from every other year. Apple is splitting the launch. iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max in September. Standard iPhone 18 and the cheaper models, spring 2027. So the decision isn't just, do I want the new phone? It's which new phone at what price? And does my current situation make the math work? I've gone through every credible leak and every angle on this. Here's what I actually think. Let's start with the headline number, 5,567 milliamp hours. That's the latest figure floating around for the eSIM version of the iPhone 18 Pro Max. The physical SIM version is reportedly 5,391. Now, before you screenshot that and show it to your group chat, those numbers are unconfirmed. Earlier leaks put the figure closer to 5,000 to 5,200. That's a meaningful gap. We don't know which is right. What we do know is that the direction is clear and the battery is getting bigger, but here's what's wild. Raw milliamp hours don't tell the whole story. The iPhone 18 Pro is also reportedly running Apple's new A20 Pro chip built on TSMC's 2 nanometer process. Estimates put it at roughly 15% faster performance and up to 30% better power efficiency than the A19 Pro. So even if the physical battery only grows modestly, the chip might do more work on less power. That combination, like bigger cell plus a more efficient brain, is where the real battery life story lives. And if both rumors hold up, this could genuinely be the biggest jump in iPhone endurance since Apple put the Pro Max in a completely different class. Okay, so battery gets the headlines. But if you've been on an iPhone 17 Pro for less than a year, battery alone probably doesn't move you. This is where the camera comes in. Mark Gurman, and who has an almost uncomfortable track record on Apple leaks, called iPhone 18 Pro's camera upgrade the biggest leap in camera hardware in years. That's a strong statement. What's behind it? The main camera is reportedly getting variable aperture, meaning the lens physically adjusts how much light it lets in depending on the scene. The telephoto is getting a larger aperture too, and there's a leaked claim that the camera module itself is 2 millimeters thicker this year, which means Apple is making the camera bump bigger on purpose. They don't do that unless something significant is changing inside. On design, the iPhone 18 Pro is reportedly getting 3 updates, new color options, a dynamic island that shrinks by about 35%, and a unified rear glass and aluminum finish, which means the polarizing two-tone back from the 17 Pro is apparently going away. I'm not going to lie, the two-tone back was a choice, a bold choice, a choice that a lot of people made peace with, and apparently Apple made peace with it too by removing it. So the physical phone is going to look different. That matters more than people admit when they're justifying an upgrade. Here's where I want you to actually pay attention, because this is the part most reviews skip. The iPhone 18 Pro is reportedly going to start at $1,299. The 17 Pro launched at $999. That is a $300 difference. Now, nothing is confirmed, but analysts have been pointing at this price range consistently, and Apple already raised iPhone prices in Japan this year. The writing is on the wall. There's also the trade-in factor. The optimal window to trade in your current iPhone is typically 2 to 4 weeks before Apple's September launch event, and waiting until after the announcement triggers an immediate 10 to 20% value drop. That means right now, literally. Values on iPhone 17 Pro Max units are dropping roughly 1.2% per week from here. So run the math. You wait for the iPhone 18 Pro. You pay $200 to $300 more for the phone, and you get $150 to $200 less for your trade-in. That's somewhere between $350 and $500 in effective cost difference on an upgrade you were going to make either way. And there's one more thing. Apple is splitting its iPhone 18 lineup. The more expensive Pro and Fold models launch in fall 2026, while the more affordable iPhone 18 and iPhone 18e aren't coming until spring 2027. So if you're not a Pro buyer, if you want the standard model, you're not waiting until September. You're waiting until April. That's a long time to sit on a phone you're ready to replace, okay? I'm not going to pretend the iPhone 18 Pro isn't shaping up to be a significant upgrade, because it is. If you're on an iPhone 15 Pro or older and you've been holding out for a proper leap in battery and camera, this might genuinely be the one. The combination of a larger battery, a more efficient chip, and what sounds like a real camera overhaul is not a typical refresh year. If you care about the dynamic island, the smaller version is reportedly going to give you about 35% more usable screen space in that area. Under-display Face ID is reportedly confirmed for Pro models this year, and if you're someone who keeps phones for 3 years, it makes more sense to wait for the freshest hardware, even if it costs more, because you're amortizing that price premium over 3 years. At that scale, it's about $8 extra per month. That's one oat milk latte. But here's what I want you to know before you commit to waiting. Several of the most exciting iPhone 18 Pro rumors still haven't been confirmed. Some early claims have already quietly disappeared from the conversation. Waiting doesn't guarantee you get everything the leak cycle is promising. It never does. So here's where I actually land on this. If you're on an iPhone 16 Pro or 17 Pro, and you're upgrading mainly for a better experience, not a transformational one, buy the iPhone 17 now. The price is lower. Your trade-in is worth more today than it will be in September, and the iPhone 17 Pro is genuinely a great phone. That doesn't change because a new one is 6 weeks away. If you're on anything older than an iPhone 15 Pro, wait, the iPhone 18 Pro is looking like a real generational step. Battery, camera, chip, design. That is worth the price premium if you're coming from far enough back. And if you're eyeing the standard iPhone 18, not the Pro, also wait. But understand that you're waiting until spring 2027, not September. That changes the calculus entirely. The one thing I keep coming back to in all of this, Apple is raising prices, changing the launch calendar, and making the Pro the only option this fall. They're not making it easier to avoid spending more. They're making it easier to accidentally spend more than you planned, which is very on brand. I'm curious, are you waiting for the 18 Pro or pulling the trigger now? Drop it in the comments because I'm genuinely interested in where people are landing on this.